What up, nerds? Let me tell you, I've been playing a lot of franchise and playing around with what works and what doesn't, doing rebuilds. The idea is I'm just going to take the Green Bay Packers, which is my team, and we're going to simulate all the way up until Aaron Rodgers retires. So we're going to get rid of Matt LaFleur. We're going to use our own custom coach. And we're going to use Stinky Fingies. This is the epitome of a head coach. He just looks like he does not give a shit about anything, and that's what we're going for here. That's the motto for this franchise. I mean, look at that. Look at that face. Does that look like the man that gives a fuck about what you're talking about right now? That guy looks like he hasn't changed his diaper in 3 days. So we're gonna play on all Madden because I hate myself. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go into our coach and we're gonna edit schemes. So the Green Bay Packers run a 3-4 defense, which means they got one defensive tackle, two defensive ends, and then two linebackers on the edges. So those defensive ends are essentially actually defensive tackles. So what we're going to do is for offensive, we're just going to switch to the power run because instead of having the elusive back, it just gives me a power back. And then that changes all of the offensive line from agile to power. It still keeps the improviser quarterback, which is fine. I don't mind doing that. But then defensively, we're going to go from a 3-4 and we're going to go to Tampa 2, which means we're going to go from a 3-4 to a 4-3, meaning we'll have two defensive tackles in the middle, two ends, so we'll have a left end and a right end, and then all three linebackers are going to be cover linebackers. So that way, even if I'm in a 4-3 defense and they decide they want to try to pass, I've still got 7 people covering with 4 people rushing. I personally think it's more versatile, especially if I can get 3 solid linebackers that are also good at potentially blitzing or stopping the run. But that's how we're going to do it. Offensive playbook, we're going to stick with Green Bay. We're going to go with the San Francisco defensive playbook just because I haven't really honed in on which defensive playbook is the greatest yet or which one is optimal to run. The first thing that we need to do is we need to go into the team itself and we need to figure out who we need to move, because by switching from a 3-4 to a 4-3, now we have to alter our positions. Now that we're in a 4-3, all of our linebackers are meant to be cover linebackers, but here's the problem. Zadarius Smith and Preston Smith are both down linebackers. Like they're ends. They play ends, essentially. They're edge rushers. So they're not going to be able to cover. I mean, you could throw them in coverage every once in a while, I suppose, but that's not where their expertise is. So what we're going to do is we're going to edit him and we're going to change him from left outside linebacker to left end. And then same thing with Rashawn Gary. We're going to switch him over to left end as well. God, these menus suck. I don't know how they fuck up a menu that's been the exact same for how many years, but geez Louise. So then Preston Smith, we're going to change from right outside linebacker to right end. And then same thing with Tim Williams. We're going to move him to right end. And that leaves us with no outside linebackers, which means that we need to move our middle linebackers and disperse them out into our left and right outside because they're all going to be playing somewhat of the same position. So we'll take Oren Burks and we'll move him to the left outside. And he'll actually pick up a couple overall by being on the outside because I'm not exactly sure why that happens, but now he's a 66 instead of a 65. We'll take Ty Summers. He's a 63 overall. We'll move him to the right outside. The last time I did this, when I converted him, he went from a 64 to a 68. So there you go. So he went from a 63 to a 68 just by moving from middle linebacker to right outside, which is fine. I mean, I don't know that I plan on keeping him very long. I don't know if we're simulating until Aaron Rodgers retires, and we're gonna get rid of everybody on this fucking team until we have nothing but auto-generated rookies. That's the goal with this. I want to keep a couple of the players like Alan Lazard, Jair Alexander. I'll hold on to as long as I can, but everybody else is going. We're gonna get ourselves an auto-generated quarterback of the future, auto-generated running back of the future, all auto-generated wide receivers, auto-generated tight ends. It's gonna be great because it's gonna be an entire team that we can build up from the beginning. We don't have to take other people's sloppy seconds. I mean, we can pick up other people if we need to, but No, no, dude. Drafting players is the best part of franchise mode, and it always will be. And having the auto-generated rookies with the ridiculous names and the hidden traits, and being able to find gems in the 7th round and get steals from people, and leading a team of underdogs to the Super Bowl is just absolute. That I've been doing it since Madden 06. It's just a blast to do it this way. From that point, we've got our 3 middle linebackers. We need 2 outside linebackers. Cornerbacks we're good on. We're actually going to have to get rid of a couple of them. So right off the bat, we'll start trading some people that I know that we're not going to keep anyways. We're going to for sure get rid of Tim Boyle. We're going to get rid of Tyler Irvin. Get rid of Dexter Williams. Get rid of Crockett. So Valdez-Scantling, he's going to get traded. So we'll trade him now. We'll see who wants him. The Bears want him. All right. Valdez-Scantling for a 4th. So we no longer have Mercedes Lewis, so we don't have to worry about that. So Evan Bayless and Hunter Bradley can go. So I think what we do is we get rid of John LeGlue. Just release him. He's not good enough. Take John Runyon, move him to right tackle. Lucas Patrick goes. And then Alex Light goes. Because Alex Light, 52 overall, bro. Can't deal with it. So Za'Darius and Preston Smith, we're gonna try to move right away. Because I'll get more for them now than I think I will next year. The Bears want them, but I don't want to play those two twice every year. I think I'm gonna give them to the Dolphins. But we're gonna take 2 first-rounders, and I don't think they're gonna like that. No. Okay, so we got a 1st, a 5th, and a 6th for Za'Darius Smith, Preston Smith, and our 6th. I'm not too happy about that, but whatever. We're going to move Dean Lowry to D tackle because I think he's got the size for it. And I've run him at D tackle in my playthroughs, and he's been fine. So Rashawn Gary and Tim Williams are going to be our 2 ends. But we need more speed. Because he's a power rusher. He's 6'2", 304. He's not, I mean, in a 3-4, yeah, he plays end. But since we're in a 4-3, he's getting moved to D tackle. They're both built to be D tackles. I'm going to have to fuck with this for a minute here. So that'll give me Dean Lowry and Tim Williams with Rashawn Gary and Jonathan Garvin. He's not fast, but he's got good strength. And then the rest, these guys, I mean, Kiki and Adams are probably going to get cut. I'll just cut them now because I don't care. So the linebackers, we got to find 2 linebackers. What I like to do is I like to take safeties and convert them to linebackers because they've got more speed. They've also got the hip power. And generally they have better zone coverage, man coverage. And since we're looking at a Tampa 2 where we have cover linebackers, we're going to be using safeties as linebackers. I think that's how we're going to run this. And not to mention, it's really hard to find pass coverage linebackers in the draft. So by drafting a shitload of safeties, you just kind of find everything you're looking for. So then under cornerbacks, so we've got these 5. We need a 6th because I don't trust running just 5. Vernon Scott, we're going to convert to linebacker. I think he ends up down at a 59. But it at least gives us a linebacker. Yeah, so we've got our fullback now, right? We got Danny Vitale back. Yep. So we'll get rid of St. Brown and Turner. We'll try to just get some like 5th, 6th, 7th rounders maybe. Let's find somebody that needs wide receivers. There we go. 49ers need some wide receivers. All right. So St. Brown and Turner were moved for a 6th-round pick to the 49ers. Christian Kirksey, we can actually trade now. Just got to find somebody that wants him. The Broncos want him. Okay, so we got a 4th rounder for Christian Kirksey. That means Kamal Martin will be our starting middle linebacker. Ty Summers starting right outside. I might keep Summers too because he's proven himself pretty decently in my offline playthroughs. So we're going to have to go into free agency and find a couple players. I suppose we could take Elijah Wellman. Oh, we do need another cornerback as well. And I know exactly who I want. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Clifton Duck. You see a name like that, you can't pass up on him. You need to keep that man for his entire career. See a man walk out onto the field with the last name Duck? You ain't fucking with him, man. He's going to be a 95 overall by the time I'm done with him. Alright, so we'll simulate and see what we can do. Maybe we'll move some more players around. Alright, so here's the mentorship for Jake Hansen. He ends up not being that great, so it's kind of a bummer that they have this whole presentation for him. He just doesn't upgrade quick enough. I'd have to make him my starting center. Which maybe I do. Maybe I'll get rid of Lindsley and just throw Jake Hansen out to the Wolves and see how he does. That's what I'm going to do. I haven't done that yet. We're going to try it that way. So we'll trade Corey Lindsley. Okay, so we traded Corey Lindsley for a 3rd round pick to the Bengals. So we got Jake Hansen as our starter. 59 overall. We'll find somebody to back him up, maybe. Maybe we'll just leave him as the only center. Alright, we'll move on from there. We'll see how things turn out by the end of the preseason. Jordan Love looked rough this week. He hasn't adjusted to the game. Fuck him. Work with the O-line. Lane Taylor is actually going to be better than Billy Turner, so we're going to move Lane Taylor to right guard. And then we're going to trade off Billy Turner. Lane Taylor actually has an upgrade too right away. I didn't even realize that. So at 70 overall, Lane Taylor will be moved to right guard and he'll be our starter. So we're going to have to find somebody in free agency to take up that spot again. So we'll go ahead and trade Billy Turner. Okay, so I was able to get 4th rounder from the Dolphins for Billy Turner. At a 66 overall, I'll take it. He was burning a hole in my pocket anyways. And then one last thing, I just want to change up the depth chart. I think I changed it a little bit off camera. We're going to move Adam Lazard to number 1. Darius Shepard to number 2. Reggie Begelton to number 3. And then it can be Adams, Kumaro, and Davis from there. Because I know I'm not keeping Adams, I'm not keeping Davis, I'm not keeping Kumaro, so I'd rather get these 3 guys some experience. Then defensively, what we did was we put Clifton Duck as our number 2 because I told you guys he's getting to a 95 overall, whether he believes in himself or not. Kevin King and Josh Jackson are going anyway, so Chandon Sullivan's going to be my number 3. And we plan to keep Jair Alexander as well, so Raven Green is going to start over Adrian Amos because Amos is going to be trade bait next year. And I want Green to get the playing time. Linebackers are fine. Kenny Clark is going to be gone this year too, so we're going to move Kenny Clark down to number 3 so Hester and Lancaster can get some time playing. Special teams, we moved Mason Crosby to the kickoff starter. They always put whichever kicker has more power as the kickoff starter, but I always thought it was silly to have the punter kickoff. I know Pat McAfee used to kick off for the Colts, but we're going to have Mason Crosby do it because I don't want to be kicking touchbacks every time. I want to be able to lay out the hit stick on the returner, so we're going to run with Crosby. And specialists, I put A.J. Dillon as the 3rd down and the power halfback because then he splits time pretty evenly with Aaron Jones. And he's able to get yards better than Aaron Jones, and I think it might just be because of the plays that are brought up for Dillon, but regardless. And I think we should be good then. Hey coach, any thoughts on how we're going to handle Danielle Hunter? He's by far the most disruptive member of the Minnesota front 7. The guy's an off-the-charts athlete. Okay. What's your point? We're going to disregard him. And don't undersell us, asshole. Well, I trust you, just don't test him if he's in the zone. It's not worth it. What are you, my mom? Get out of here. Well, you got some shit to say too, Mr. Defensive Coordinator? Let's see what you got to say. What's our game plan for Dalvin Cook? Disregard them. Not my concern. If you say so, just keep a few run blitzes in your back pocket, okay? Nah. Anyhow, we play. You guys quit your whining. So from there, we can advance the week. See what happens from here. So we won 24-17 against the Vikings. That's a little disappointing. Nice win, coach. Yeah, you didn't fucking trust me. You were sitting here whining. Fucking told you, man. You need to chill. Man, I'm never more stressed out than when I have to game plan for a guy like Cook. Well, then you might be in the wrong field. Huge weight off my shoulders. Yeah, well. So we can advance the week. We got the Saints next week, so we'll go ahead and just move on now. Got a tough matchup. We got to figure out a way to shut down Drew Brees. You can't shut down Drew Brees. You just can't. He's the only quarterback in this game that I would understand going 21 of 22 for 300 yards. But we're going to go ahead and disregard him because we're not playing anyways. See, exactly. There's not a lot you can do. Let's just go out there and get the win. See, you get it. You get it. Saints are one of the tougher defensive units. They're giving up less than 17 points a game. Well, there's only been two games this year. So we'll commit to scoring 2 touchdowns. All right, so we lost 28-0 against the Lions. We got players ready to negotiate, but we're not going to worry about that till the end of the year. We're going to go with the auto-generated rookies, and this is where the fun is going to begin. We need players at every position, to be completely honest, but I'm going to start out by looking at middle linebackers, and they're garbage. And they're not going to be any better down the line. We'll look at some safeties. Okay, so Ron Mays already is projected first rounder. Yeah, another first rounder here. So we'll star them. We don't have enough to look at anybody else. Kamal Martin is fine at stopping the run, but he's not good enough in pass coverage, and I don't think I want to spend the time to get him better. Clifton Duck, however, +2 to zone, man. There we go, almost in the 70s. Okay, so we're 1-1. Nothing else we can do. We'll go ahead and advance the week. And we lost 27-17. This one hurts. We should have won this one. Testament to their talent. Still walked away with a loss. They got a tough group of guys. Yep. Oh well. We're here to lose, man. You totally cut me out of the game plan. Makes me think I'm not doing my job. Well, yeah. I split you up with AJ Dillon. Sucks to suck, man. I love you, man. I love you. I love that you're on the Packers. And when the season starts this year, you're going to go off. But not for my team, you're not. So, no promises. It makes sense. It's just a little disappointing. I want to help my guys out, you know? Yeah, I get it. But I don't care. So, we have one new injury. So, Devin Funchess has been out. Vitali's been out. So, Kamal Martin with a knee cartilage tear. So, he's going to be out 5 weeks. We can't place him on IR, but we can just, I mean, we have enough room on the team. We can just pick up another linebacker. We'll have to go into free agency and find somebody. I pick up another safety and convert him. Cameron Curl. I think we take Cameron Curl. Pick up Cameron Curl, move him to linebacker, middle linebacker. It's probably not going to look pretty. His overall is probably going to drop below 60. Yeah, so he's a 59. So that'll leave Bolton and Curl, but at least we'll have somebody as a backup. So we're going to do a bye week. We play the Falcons. We're both 1-2. I suppose this is kind of up in the air. So we won 20-17. So now Aaron Jones is going to come and say, "Thanks for putting me in, and I'll take that 20,000 XP." Oh, it's only 1,000. Okay. So I'll advance through the bye. So we're going to end this first video here, I think. We've done a lot. I know it's been a lot of team management, and we're just about ready to start our first game. We've got this breakout opportunity here, so we're definitely going to be playing this one. I want to get Alan Lazard that star development trait. So thanks to anyone that stuck around. I know there's a lot of team management guys out there that love this kind of stuff. Hopefully I'm doing you justice. Hopefully I'm. Well, to be honest, I really don't give a shit. This is more what I want to do with the team. It's more for the goofs and the gaffs, anyways. So, listen, it's Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady. It doesn't get any better than that. So hopefully we can curb stomp him. I have high hopes, but you never know what happens. It's fucking Madden. So come back next time and we will find out. Have a good one. Yeah, bye.